brought to you by IWCRadio.com. It's the internet's most irreverent wrestling podcast. Now, please welcome Beans, Smoot, Chucks, and Will. This is the IWC.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the IWC Radio Podcast. Here we are once again. Along with me is not Beans, Chucks, and Will, who are here by my side. Beans still on assignment with his new baby boy, Jack. How are you guys doing?
Good. Dying cough.
Sorry. Did I get you like mid cough? Is that?
You did.
I was afraid. I muted myself during the intro, and I was like, I'll unmute myself, and then I was like worried that there's some sort of technical mishap that just happened there.
No, I'm just dying.
Oh man,
fine.
Just dying. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's good, I suppose. Chucks, how are you?
Can't complain. I think this is the longest I've gone into the year without getting a cold or a cough or something, you know.
Oh, that's good.
Usually by now I'm sniffling and I'm crying and sweating and all the, you know, getting all of the everything. Couple of sneezes and that's it.
It sounds like you're going through menopause.
But you know what? Kinda does.
I'm over most of it.
Fortunately, I'm not sick. I'm still got my health for the most part. So I don't have to worry about that. I've also been
good to have some health. You gotta have some health.
Yeah, I've been chugging down like various juices this past week because that's all I have. I need Twitch to pay me the money that it's currently holding because they have like a weird guideline on revenue that's collected through them. They have to wait like 60 days, and then like whenever that 60 days is up, at the end of that month is when they decide to pay you whatever you've racked up, assuming it's over $100. And
wow, that's a lot of qualifiers,
right? Yeah, it's so many hoops that you have to jump through, and they're owned by Amazon, so I don't understand why the long process, you know?
I buy something from Amazon, it shows up the next day.
Right, yeah.
Amazon's all about doing stuff quickly.
So I'm hoping on Halloween is when they pay me, and then I can pay the WWE Network bill that's due, and I can get some groceries and not have to drink off-brand juices and such too.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with off-brand juices.
That's true.
So would you prefer to have your, what was it, like 15 cases of soft drinks? Are you doing that again for? Was that for Halloween last time, 2 years ago, whatever?
Oh yeah, that was like 2-3 years ago. I don't know if it was just for Halloween. I think it was just for the hell of it.
Just for the Halloween.
It just yeah. There you go. I think it was around Halloween time. But yeah,
I think it was. Yeah.
I had like a bunch of them because there was like one store had a certain set of deals for like Cokes and whatnot, and like a different store had a different sale for Pepsis, and I was like, why not get both? And that's how that happened, and it was just like
and there was a bunch of other stuff as well. There was like all sorts of Mountain Dews and Fantas.
Yeah. I think I remember. I think I have like a photo of it somewhere, but yeah. That's.
And now you're just on fruit juice. You've gone healthy. Sold out.
It's a dollar store apple kiwi strawberry juice all in one.
Sounds alright.
It is.
I'll have some of that.
It tastes pretty alright too. I don't mind it. I have to pick some more up next time I'm there. But yeah, I'm waiting for Twitch to pay me in a few days, hopefully. Because also Steam has like a huge Steam sale for Halloween, and it ends on the 1st of November, and I kind of want to capitalize on some of that as well. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Buy some more games that you'll never play. That's what I do with Steam anyway.
Yeah, that's what I do. I
Yeah.
hate Steam, especially when there's a Steam sale, because I just spend money on stuff I never use.
Yeah. Yeah, there's certain games in my library I think that were free, and I haven't had the time to get around to playing them and such. Mostly from like bundles and whatnot.
I think
so
last
many
time
bundles.
I bought a train simulator. That's how bad it got.
Oh god. Oh man.
Wow.
Yeah, well, it was on the sale. Yeah, got it.
There's other games on there that are a lot more less boring than a train simulator, in my opinion.
Yeah,
right,
why? I understand it's free. Not free, it's cheap.
Yeah,
But-
well,
But, you know, even if it was free, why?
I can't explain myself. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, you know what? That's a good explanation. I think we've all been there.
Yeah.
It's there. Why the hell not? It's good enough for me.
So we'll be talking about TLC and all the stuff that came from it as well. There's some little bit of news stories this week that have transpired. It's a little bit more active than usual, and of course, always Raw and SmackDown discussion throughout the that's transpired as well throughout the week as we shift over to probably the prediction game right now as I get the window ready and queued up on my end here. Do you have the papers to rustle, Chuck?
I have all sorts of papers in my hand.
Okay.
They're all folded so neatly that they won't rustle very much, but that, you just have to take my word for it. I'm rustling papers. And I have found the prediction game. Here it is. And what a game it was.
Oh, there we go. That window. Sorry, I forgot which source that was. There we are.
TLC.
Yeah.
TLC 2017.
And
Should we
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
just go right into it? Do you
Yes.
want to any preamble to this one?
There was a pre-show that had Drew Gulak on it, not showing his PowerPoint slides.
Yeah, I heard this was advertised
Yeah.
as
I
something
guess-
that
I
you're
guess they
supposed to want to see, I guess.
Yeah, and I guess they cut it for time or for more of Peter Rosenberg spewing off whatever nonsense he wanted to promote. And yeah, he was upset that his little segment got cut from the show, and he pretty much staged a mutiny there, trying to waste time filler-bustering, I guess, if you will, his platform for a better 205 Live. Not sure if there's anything you wanted to add to that.
No,
Not seeing
I've got
any
nothing.
of what the whole thing is all about. So
Okay. Fair enough. There was also a pre-show match, which was Sasha Banks versus Alicia Fox.
That's where we'll pick it up.
Yeah.
I missed the pre-show. You're going to have
Really?
to fill me in if anything big happened. I've also screwed Will out of a point here. I've just realised
You bastard.
At least I'm honest about it. I could have just carried on. Yeah, I've marked you down as predicting wrongly, and you didn't. You knew. You knew
I
better.
knew.
You knew that Sasha would win this one, and she did. That means points all round except for you, Smoot. You thought
Yeah.
Alicia Fox would do it.
We'll have to check the tape to make sure that's correct. But yeah, I thought Alicia with her new shirt, crazy like a fox, was gonna pick up a win. Usually the person with new merch or music in line for a victory. Not the case here. Instead, she won the number one contender to be the captain for Survivor Series.
And that means,
Paper, rock, scissors.
but I mean, being a captain for a Survivor Series team,
Yeah, what about it?
what does it mean?
They're the captain. They're the star of the team. They're gonna play paper,
The team
rock,
gets
scissors.
named after them. Is
Yeah.
that what it is?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Well, great. That's awesome then. So, Sasha Banks wins. I hear it's by submission. 11 minutes. That's what I got. Just the facts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. 11 minutes. Alicia Fox for 11 minutes? How did that go?
Not too terrible or anything like that. I think there's a bunch of stalling here and there, and they also had the same referee that she shoved on the floor. That one from that 1 week of the backstage. Yeah. So there's some bantering between the two parties there as well. There was a brief moment that Alicia might have had it with the scissors kick, but she missed, and Sasha capitalized on it with the backstabber into the bank statement, I believe, right? I believe so.
Backstabber into the bank statement. That looks right to me. That sounds like something that would happen. So, main show.
Yeah.
We started the main card, and this was another 10-minute match. Asuka's debut, beating Emma by submission. 2 straight women's matches, 2 straight submission wins. We all knew that this was going one way. That was a fairly easy call. I think that was a freebie point. Was this too long?
No.
I think it gave Emma credibility. Honestly, this is one of those matches where she wasn't like buried.
Yeah, she wasn't buried, and I guess she shouldn't have been buried. But something about it just seemed like Asuka just seemed like another body on the roster.
Right.
Nothing. She didn't seem like a killer, like those vignettes made her out to be. Like everyone talks about her like she is.
Yeah.
She came out, she sold a lot, and kind of got a win.
Okay.
Kind of hoping for something a bit more dominant, I guess.
Yeah,
No, just me. All right. Okay.
I mean, it was better than, everybody predicting, Asuka just straight up murdering Emma.
Well, yeah, I think that was the reason. But I don't think everyone was predicting that, so I think that was probably why he didn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that would have been the right thing either, but I don't know. 10 minutes. I feel like it could have been done in 5. Anyway, points all round. So if you've got nothing else on this one,
Asuka's still undefeated. I don't know who's gonna beat her. I don't know who's next in line. I don't know if there's gonna be a match at Survivor Series where it's just Asuka versus somebody else. One would think maybe Nia Jax, but at the same time,
oh, don't do that.
Yeah.
No one cares about Nia Jax.
Apparently, not even WWE at this point.
No. Ember Moon, they could call Ember Moon up and get that done like they wanted to months ago.
Yeah, but in that case, you're just recycling an NXT storyline.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all right though. A little continuity between the two.
True. Yeah.
They're kind of doing that with Owens and Zayn too.
Yeah.
That followed through. Right. So wow, we're really getting through this pretty quick.
Yeah.
Cruiserweight tag. We really failed on this one. I don't know why we all thought the heels would win it. I guess we kind of figured the feud would continue or something, but no. Cedric Alexander, Rich Swann win. It was a good, fun match actually. Beans saw this coming. Beans gets a point that we didn't, and that was it. 8 minutes.
Yeah, I was going off the idea that Gallagher and Kendrick. Well, Gallagher took the loss on the Raw leading up to the pay-per-view. So I was thinking maybe in tag action, 2 heads are better than 1. They would capitalize, and there was a couple of moments where I thought they would have had it. But Cedric and Swann, the better team.
Yeah.
Still don't see what the point of this match was, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, other than just the 2 duos just feuding for the heck of it.
But they're not really feuding with anything. There's no sort of... There's no point.
There's no
It is
point.
just...
Is that what
for the
just...
sake of...
Isn't that what just 205 is? Like, just no point?
Well,
It's the cruiserweight division, isn't it?
That's
Just
yeah.
stuff's happening. Enzo does his promos, and that's it.
Yeah.
From what I can understand, anyway.
Fair
Good match,
enough,
though. Good match. They seem to be able to do more cruiserweighty things. There's more jumping, more flips.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bit faster paced, I think, than usual. I felt like they had given them a bit more free rein to get themselves over. At least it's the impression I got. So then we can go to Alexa Bliss. Wow, they really got the women's matches over with in the first half, didn't they?
Yeah.
We had Alexa retaining. That's good for me and Beans. You two thought that Mickey would win title number 7.
The way they were hyping up, Mickey with the 7th title, doing it for her son. I mean, come on, it was a feel-good story.
Yeah. It's still Mickey James, though.
That's true. That's true.
You see it happening.
They're just keeping it on Bliss, and I guess Mickey's just enhancement talent still, I suppose.
Yeah. Because she's so old. She's like 38. And that's just ancient.
Yeah, say that to Samoa Joe.
Right? Say it to John Cena. Say it to AJ, obviously. Am I wrong? Is Tamina older than that? I have a strange feeling that Tamina.
I don't know. I feel weird looking that up.
39. There you go.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, for an old lady, she's really not that old. She definitely doesn't look that old. She doesn't wrestle that old. But no, too old to win that belt. Not going to happen. At least not for another couple of weeks, couple of months, because there's no title match at Survivor Series, is there?
Not one that's announced yet. That always change. It's still pretty far out.
I heard rumors that they were going to do like an all Raw versus all SmackDown match.
Yeah, like
all the champions versus champions, kind of.
What bragging rights used to be. Also,
well, yeah, but bigger. Apparently, it's going to be Alexa versus Natalia, non-title, same as Lesnar Jinder.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. So much for my Montreal Screwjob rehash.
Right? Ed in the chat says you're being ageist, Shucks.
Am I? Yeah, well.
And he too wants to know where the damn Gulak PowerPoint presentation is. So,
well, if we're lucky, we might get it next month.
Maybe at the Survivor Series, right in the pre-show, breaking down both sides of red versus blue.
Look at my views.
Like tail of the tape.
Yeah, I pulled up the card for Survivor Series right now. There's 6 matches that have been announced actually, and 4 of them are non-title.
But they're all champion versus champion.
Right.
That's why they're non-title.
Yeah, that's.
And then we have a men's and a women's 5-on-5.
Okay. Yeah, that's the other two. Yeah, this is. Who cares? I've always hated the Survivor Series concept. I always thought it was just like a boring match type, you know.
I think I agree with you if it's just 5 random people like they've done in the past.
Yeah.
And it usually is.
Yeah, this time around it's slightly different. I do kind of think it might work a bit better with Raw vs SmackDown. Just because it has a point to it, you know.
Yeah, but like, if it was supposed to be Raw vs SmackDown, why not just bring back bragging rights? You know, bring that
because it was a
big ass trophy.
For that reason.
Big ass trophies just don't work.
Yeah.
That's Mojo.
Oh. That's true. That's true.
It's true. No one cares about big trophies.
He like showed it off to like a bunch of kids and like.
And then one of them kicked him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I think the 5-on-5 match, I do prefer it if there's a point to it, basically, and it's not just 5-on-5 because we have to.
That's what it feels like, though. It kind of feels like they have to do a 5v5 for the sake of brand supremacy, which nobody really cares about. When you have people in crowds just bringing signs that are like, I came 500 miles to see Jinder, and they're on the wrong brand.
500 miles, that's not even that far. Like, it's pretty far, but as wrestling fan, you know, you fly from the UK to see Jinder, that's a long old way. You fly from India to see Jinder, that's thousands of miles. 500 miles, you're bragging about it. Isn't that the case for all pay-per-views these days, though? For the last 10 years or so, it's October, so we've got to do Hell in a Cell. Doesn't matter if the rivalry works for it, but it's time to do a TLC.
Yeah, but at least with this, they're trying to put some sort of point to it. The two brands fighting each other.
Yeah, as long as they don't hype it up as the only time in the year that the two brands will.
No, he's not said that yet.
Yeah.
Well, they have. Shane McMahon's really into it. Well, we'll get to Raw later, but he's really up for the idea by the look of it. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead there.
That's all right. We can do that. What was the other thing I was going to say about this? Probably nothing important. Let's just let's get back to what we were talking about. We then had the Cruiserweight. Speaking of Cruiserweights, as we were 5 minutes ago, Enzo Amore won back the Cruiserweight Championship from Kalisto. It's almost like they weren't planning on doing that title change, and now they're just undoing it. Crazy. That's crazy talk. What am I saying? Who am I to doubt? Madness. They had this planned a year ago. Enzo wins. That means points all round except for Smoot again. Smoot, what were you thinking with Kalisto?
I thought he would retain and not be a paper champ. Apparently, Enzo, I don't know, is better.
He's better.
He's better than Kalisto, apparently.
He has his own locker room, you know.
Oh, God, don't get me started on
Literally.
that. Oh, my God.
Yeah. I think he's great. Maybe it's just me, but I think he's great.
I think you're the minority in this case.
I've liked him more since they put him on the Cruiserweight. I was beginning to really not like him, but then I don't know. He seems to have come into his own.
Ed's asking where was Enzo's running buddies for this match. I mean, if anything, that would be a perfect opportunity for Drew Gulak to come out and make a name for himself.
I guess, yeah.
As well as some of the other people that were on his side. I mean, it's a very valid point. They had his back on 205 Live. Why not at the pay-per-view?
Did they ever explain why they had his back? Like everyone hated him, and then suddenly they didn't.
I don't think they ever did. I think it just happened. I think it was a quick rewrite since Neville kind of just quit.
Well, fair enough. That's the way it goes, I guess. Don't ask too many questions. So Enzo won. Match wasn't amazing, but whatever. It's a thing that happened. Now we don't have to ever talk of it again. Now the next thing was also a thing that happened, but was very good, and I think we should talk about it a bit more. Finn Balor, the Demon beat AJ Styles, and then too sweeted him at the end.
Yes.
This I thought was very good.
It was.
Yeah,
All right, and then we went to.
Supposedly, there was supposed to be a Bullet Club reunion, but Vince nixed the idea, and them doing the little too sweet gesture at the end was not part of Vince's plans or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they were going to get the start of the match, to be honest, but...
Well, they could have.
Mm.
Ed in the chat says, "I'm just happy Balor wasn't the Pumpkin King for this."
The Pumpkin King?
Yeah, the orange face paint makeup that he had, facing
Oh, yeah.
Sister Abigail.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been too much.
Do they now completely forget the whole Sister Abigail thing, or are they still going to do that?
I think... I don't know. I kind of want to say that they're going to go back to the Sister Abigail stuff, but the way that you just said, you know, they you know, these superstars came down with a, you know, an illness of some kind, makes me think that they might not, you know? If they were going to maybe revisit it, they kind of would have storylined it with, like, saying Bray Wyatt would have, you know... He's not going to fight you on this pay-per-view. He'll be back at, you know, Survivor Series or a Monday Night Raw, if you will, or something like that. So, I don't know.
I guess I just don't know when he's coming back, though.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the
big
thing.
issue.
Yeah, they don't have like an exact timetable of when they're going to recover. Because Bo Dallas has been out for numerous weeks now with the same infection, right? Yeah. So, I don't know. I think it might be something where you at least see it, just expect it to happen, if you will.
Yeah.
I suppose the Survivor Series theme of being Raw and SmackDown probably gives them a little bit of time as well.
Yeah, yeah.
You can probably leave that alone for a month and then...
Could do, and then come back to it if they really have to.
I'd rather they didn't.
I mean, it is a great opportunity just to pretend it never happened.
That's what I mean.
And in the chat says they got a shit can the Sister Abigail stuff. If Sister Abigail comes back, all I think is a ghost can be felled by meningitis. I mean,
A viral infection. We don't know it's meningitis. It's a viral infection.
That was a point, because they kept saying Bray Wyatt had come down with this illness.
He wasn't in the match anyway.
The match was just throwing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess we're supposed to think of it as, you know, the demon. It's not. It is Finn Balor, but it's not Finn Balor. He's being taken over by the spirit of the demon. So without Finn Balor, if Finn Balor got a cold and couldn't wrestle, then the demon couldn't possess him and have a match from within his body.
No, I'm kind of with Ed now. He's kind of making me think in terms of storyline wise, a ghost or what have you possessing a vessel can somehow become infected with a viral sickness.
No, the vessel can. It's not the ghost.
Yeah,
Sister Abigail is like just waiting in there, like, oh, for God's sake. Like, it's basically like being in a car that breaks down. It's not your fault. You haven't broken down.
That's true.
It's the car.
Yeah.
Right. Logic. There you go. It's fine. Okay, well, that was a great match. I don't think we've done it justice with that. But that was very good. I suggest, if you haven't seen that one, to go and see it.
Yeah, probably the
it's...
match of the night, I feel.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll get to the main event. We'll talk about that very, 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 very soon, because the next match was impromptu, although we did actually think that it might happen. Was it Will? I don't have the stream up right now.
Yes.
Was it Will that said Jason Jordan
Yes.
would face Elias and win?
Yes. He
Well,
actually
you nailed
did
it. That's exactly what happened. Elias tried, was it 3 times to sing his song?
Yeah, and like...
And Jason Jordan kept throwing vegetables at him?
Yeah, what
was that all about?
What was that? How the fuck did he go from, like, the pre-show, from cutting a promo backstage, I think, with Kurt Angle, to going to the store with a grocery cart full of produce that he just somehow left in his wrestling gear as well, and just decided to just throw it unbagged, mind you.
Unbagged, yeah.
What the fuck?
So now it's unusable.
What the? Who thought this was a good idea?
Jason Jordan, I guess.
That was. He's.
You know what would be funny?
He's
I'm going to
maroon.
go throw some vegetation at.
He's a maroon.
Yeah.
That whole. That was garbage. The whole thing was garbage. Just say,
Well, I
hey.
mean, it is now. You can't make a salad out of that fruit anymore.
No, not.
It's just got to go straight in the food recycling.
Just.
What a waste.
Have Kurt put him in a match. Have them make the match on the pre-show. Boom, you're on the card. Congrats. Kill it out there. That's all you had to do. Not this weird ass. Oh, here's Jason Jordan full of a shopping cart full of food to chuck and be wasteful. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, no arguments from me. So let us move on.
oh my
Oh,
god.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh.
I don't know what your problem is from that.
Does Will get a bonus point for accurately predicting?
No, he doesn't get a bonus
Okay.
point, but he does get some props.
Okay.
Yeah, and he can pick my lottery numbers this week.
Props are not good to me. I want points.
Well, you did all right. You did all right in that this time. You also got a point for the main event. We'll go to the main event. We all did though, so it means nothing. We all predicted that the Shield 2.0 would win. They did. Kurt Angle, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins beat The Miz, The Bar, Braun Strowman, and the Demon Kane in what was, I thought, a pretty good match. I don't know if it was better than Balor Styles. 35 minutes apparently. Braun Strowman got crushed into a cube, and Kane, I don't know if he's a heel or a face now. He was back and forth through the whole thing. Have you got any thoughts on this? I mean, there was a lot to get through.
Such as the was, yeah. Go on, Smith.
I mean, let's start with the intro with Kurt Angle come down with the Shield.
That was so annoying.
It looked like Sorry, go on.
Isn't part of a big return like this seeing the entrance?
Yeah.
Like, I know it shouldn't be like that, but it kind of is in WWE. The entrance, the finishers, the catchphrases, that kind of, the regular things that the familiar stuff, that's what is all about.
Mm.
They don't sell after the match because they've got to do their, they've got to look happy and high five and do their thing. You always get big productions and everyone has to get their lines in. Kurt Angle, I kind of wanted to see him do the fingers and get the 4 pyro things going, and it's been 11 years since I've seen all that.
Well, they're saving that though for his
Real comeback.
eventual one-on-one match, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
I guess so.
too.
For WrestleMania, when they can afford to give him pyro.
Yeah, when they're allowed pyro again.
Yeah. They could have done the Ryback, real close-up shot and just the pyro sound effect.
That's the point. How terrible is Kane's entrance without pyro?
Yeah, they just use like a sound effect. Yeah.
But you've got the clip up there on the stream Smith with Angle.
Yeah.
It looked like he'd won a competition.
He really
Walked down with
he really did, yeah.
He just looked really happy to be there.
He did.
That was kind of sad. I thought that he, at least in the in that early bit where the Shield got their shine and they were beating up all 5 guys and they looked great, he looked a bit like he was just following orders.
Yeah.
He didn't look comfortable at all.
No, he didn't.
No.
He just looked like he was there to do what he was told.
Yeah.
And that's not Kurt Angle to me. That's not the Kurt Angle I remember.
Yeah.
He was there as if he was like the actual placeholder for Roman Reigns. You know?
Yeah.
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 Like there was that one spot. Let me see if I can pull up a GIF of it. Yeah, here with it was like Rollins and Ambrose on the ladders, and he's holding one of the ladders. Angle is, and he's just rotating his arm in the air here, like he's just cheering him on as opposed to, you know, helping out. Here, let me. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, see right there he is. Like he's just like woo. Also, that's a great shot of one of the announcers there. One of the foreign ones.
Yeah.
I think it's the one from the German table.
Yeah. I don't think that's my boy Kirsten Schaefer. It must be the other guy.
Yeah. There's also some speculation that Rollins may have hurt himself when he landed on Strowman or the table. Because he kind of caught.
Look like he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of bounced up there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Was that the German announcer who just when they did the little announcer run?
Yeah.
He just kept saying words. When they cut to him, I think he just went TLC Balor.
There was a little bit during this. I can't remember what match it was in, but I decided to have a little look through the alternative commentaries.
Yeah.
I tried the Mandarin, and those guys barely say anything.
Really?
You know, like for quite a while, I've been saying I want a feed which is just like arena noise, like I'm there.
Mm.
No announcers, nothing. Just I want to hear what it's like, what noise the fans are making. That's pretty close.
The Mandarin.
There's long stretches where they just say nothing. It's great.
Yeah, they also moved the other announcers, the other tables, over into like. It's like they shifted it to the right of the ramp, because I noticed my guys, the Russian announce team, were like much more over to the right of
Yeah, I think
the
what you
ring,
mean.
as opposed to next to the ramp. I don't know if that's by design because of the arena, or if it's something new that they're trying out, or what. But
That guy. He's the Russian one, right?
Yeah.
Look at that face.
yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, Kurt was such a dad through the early part of the match. He really was a
He
dad.
really
He was
was. yeah.
just there, just playing with his kids.
Playing with his kid. He looked slightly more comfortable when he came out the second time round. After
He did, yeah. When it was time for him to fire up and do all of his stuff,
Yeah.
he did look better. Throw some German suplexes.
I think that the shield jacket thing didn't help. He just didn't look comfortable in that.
Yeah.
He took that off. He looked a bit better.
It was like the
Been wrestling forever in a singlet. It must be kind of awkward to wear this padded thing.
yeah. Maybe that's why he didn't want to get into actions, because the jacket was wearing him down.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, I can't.
In the
believe-
end, I thought he looked pretty good. Do you think that he is? Well, I mean, I guess we talked about it a second ago. Do you think he's actually coming back and doing something big?
Yes.
And if so, what's it going to be? Is it just Triple H again? Safe bet.
Yes, please don't let it be Triple H.
Mm,
Please don't let it be Triple H.
I really don't want Triple H either.
Yeah.
I'm not totally against that, but yeah, I think
I'm just sick of the legends coming back to face Triple H and Cena. It's always those two
Yeah.
because they're the guys that I guess Vince trusts with the old guys. They're the safe ones. But man, it's not as fun. I want an AJ, maybe a Samoa Joe. Angle knows those guys.
Yeah, that's true.
Something a bit different. Not just Triple H again.
yeah. No, I can see, especially like a Joe style, maybe. Yeah. But I think the plan was always to have him come back at some point. It's just that they've had to do it a bit earlier.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think whatever those plans are probably still in place.
Yeah.
Ed in the chat says, can we talk about how the murder of Braun seems like it's nothing right now? That's the second time that Braun has been potentially killed this year alone.
It's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah, there was some I think I predicted this, was that there was going to be some turmoil on the team, I think, from last week's show. I'm not sure. I may have to check the tape on that as well.
I don't remember that, but I'll take your word for it.
But, yeah, what was up with Kane? First, just choke slamming Strowman through the landing part of next to the announcers that made him seem like they were on an island, stranded all alone, because there's no possible way.
Like kind of bridge from the stage to the table. And
then Kane pulls the chairs down that are hung up by the strings.
Wade Barrett spot.
Wade Barrett with John Cena with the pallet. This time around,
put a pallet over him and then put the chest down. Still annoys me.
Yeah.
Why would you put the thing over him?
This time around, Sans pallet, and then eventually, a few minutes later, Strowman gets up, goes after Kane. This is
You're
all
brushing over the.
Yeah, this is all.
You pulled the chairs down.
Yeah.
You saw Braun Strowman moving on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
The announcers say he's still moving, and then they cut to him covered in chairs, not moving.
There's that. Then Kane goes after Ambrose and Rollins with a double choke slam. One of them goes through a table, the other not so much. And then a dump truck is involved for no reason whatsoever. It's pulled
for the Shield to jump off that little bar over the back.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a fucking dump truck. Somehow Strowman gets put into it, and they just...
They crush him.
Apparently crush him. There's
the
no
guy
other
driving the truck.
Yeah.
They just said, okay, do the thing, and they did. There's a guy in the back.
Yeah, the little fat guy in the back was like scared by the Miz. It was great.
But wouldn't you just say?
No,
I'm sorry. No, I just can't.
No, I don't. I'm not with.
Braun
I'm not
Strowman into a cube.
I'm not going to be an accessory to a murder for a wrestling match that somehow is above the law.
If you want to press the button, you press the button. I'm not pressing the button.
Right? Like, goddamn. The dump truck aspect was completely unnecessary, and quite frankly, stupid.
Yeah.
And then, Angle gets taken out of the match early on. He comes back later down the match. Just Angle slams everybody. And I think he ends up getting the pin on the Miz at the end. At least somebody did. And it gives Team Angle the win.
Yeah, they did the Shield bomb on Miz, and that was it.
Yeah. Oh. So that was TLC.
That was TLC. Before we do the final scores.
Yeah.
You watched Sorry, go.
I missed Raw, so I need to know what happened with Braun Strowman. Did he come out as a cube with like little arms and legs? Did he come out about 2 feet short? Or did he look like Taz? Like what?
No, nothing. He was on the show. They had like a sappy video package of him being tossed into the dump truck as it crushed him, and that was about it.
Like they do when people get murdered, they just keep on showing the thing again.
They keep showing the murder, yeah.
They show it over and over and over again. Yeah.
But you asked, sorry, just a bit, you said, why was the dump truck there in the first place?
Yeah.
I thought that was obvious. It was there to pick up the fridge the fruit and veg from Jason Jordan.
Oh my god! Oh my god! You know what?
It all makes sense now.
If they actually would have put that over on TV, I would have been okay with it. I would be like, you know what? That's a legitimate reason. That is a very legitimate reason. That is.
I don't ask for the reason to be good. I just ask for there to be a reason.
Exactly. And
just explain it.
And that would have been better than absolute nothing.
Totally agree.
Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So scores. Okay. Yeah. This wasn't a good one for you.
No. It was not.
The Shield, Finn Balor, and Asuka, all fairly safe bets. You got right. Everyone else let you down for 3 out of 7. There were 8 matches. Obviously, the Elias, not Samson match doesn't count because we didn't know it was going to happen. But
Except for Will.
3 out of 7.
He knew.
Will knew, but we still didn't know for sure. So, Will, you got 5 out of 7, not 4 out of 7 as I had previously thought. I was on 6. Only Kendrick and Gallagher let me down. Beans, though, this guy, not even here, but he had a perfect game. 7 out of 7.
Yeah, he did. Perfect 7.
Yeah, yes, he did.
Get out of here, Ty Dillinger. We have a perfect 7 over here.
A perfect 7. Which means overall score time. Let's see here.
Oh God.
Yeah, smooth. 42. Total of 42 out of 82. So that means you are still just over the 50%.
I don't know how. How? At this point.
I don't know either, but you're doing it. You know, keep that up. Then Will on 48 out of 82, Beans on 49, and me just ahead on 52. It's getting close. We say it every time, it's getting closer and closer.
Can I just say, I agree with Ed in the chat.
Give Will a point.
That's the best point Ed's ever made.
Unfortunately, it isn't going to win you one.
Okay.
Well,
We need to maintain the prediction game's integrity. It's just for match predictions only. None of these bonus points.
Okay.
well, I had my way.
Oh, this was the other thing from Raw that Ed has also brought up. Ed runs the show basically, doesn't he? He keeps us moving.
Yeah.
Kane killed Finn Balor. Apparently there was a total
Yes.
squash. I hope it wasn't
Oh,
as
yeah.
bad as I've heard it was.
It kind of was.
Pretty much, yeah.
It kind of
Really?
was.
Is this because they're pissed that he did the 2-sweet?
Oh, I wouldn't be. Oh God, You know what?
It's
I
like a curtain call.
Yeah, I didn't make that connection till just now, but possibly. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if that's actually correct.
Could be on for something there, yeah.
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 Son of a bitch. Okay.
It did seem to come out of nowhere as well. It was like,
I went to get pizza, so I missed like the first 30 minutes of Raw, and apparently like the entire first hour was like dedicated to Kane or something. And yeah.
I thought they were going to go down the route of what we suggested quite a while ago, the Demon King against the Demon King.
Yeah. Yeah,
But,
that would have been great, but not like this.
apparently he's not the Demon King, the Demon King anymore, either. They call him the Big Red Machine again.
Yeah, he made it. He cut a promo saying he wanted to be he's the only big red monster around here.
Until he disappears to be the mayor of whatever it is he's going for.
Is it Knoxville?
Yeah, Knoxville,
Knoxville.
Tennessee. Yeah.
The Big Red,
The 2000
Big Red Mayor.
The Big Red Mayor. Yes. He's definitely living up to the 2017 remix of his entrance tune quite well,
Yeah.
to say the least.
It doesn't feel right though that he can't, when he finishes a promo, he can't do the thing with the arms anymore because they got no pyro.
No pyro, it's crazy. Can't you just do limited pyro, some pyro, but not always?
Yeah, well, that's how Kane's always finishes promos. He does the arm
You
thing.
do the big arm thing.
Doesn't feel right.
It really doesn't.
Let's have someone like burst the balloon or something next to him. Why does it?
There's some fire extinguishers. Well, no, that's like the opposite.
Yeah.
Kane would hate fire extinguishers.
Ed says that he's chalking up Finn's Monday night up to a stupid idea from Vince, which is quite possibly true. What was up with Mickey kicking Lexa on Monday? Is this going to continue into December? I don't think that rivalry is done quite yet. I think that's going to be something that's going to spew into maybe another title match, maybe a rematch of some sort.
Probably. I worry that you remember last year they did a few crossover matches, didn't they? They did the men, the women, and the tags, all doing brand supremacy. And the women, especially on SmackDown, but it was Raw too, the whole month was dedicated to them just bitching at each other about who gets to be the captain and who's in and out of the team. And it was, I don't know how anyone could really care about any of that. And I worry that now, if we're doing that with the men, the women, and then 4 title matches, it all just feels a bit directionless if you can't do any kind of feuding with the other half of the match, you know? If everyone's on the other brand, if your rival is on the other brand, what do? You kind of need a secondary feud to work on your own show.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe if Alexa is building up to Natalia, she needs a Mickey to have a little mini feud with before Survivor Series.
And this is the other thing. They keep advertising the stipulation of as long as they're still champions for the Survivor Series matches. So it's possible that you might see a title change here and there, and some people swapping around representing their respective brand for these non-title matches at Survivor Series.
That seems quite likely.
Yeah.
We got I'm guessing Lesnar and Jinder, they're gonna keep their belts. I don't see either of them losing it. But Alexa and Natalia, both heels.
Yeah.
Could see one of them losing it. Maybe Mickey wins it. Maybe she does get number 7, and that's that match.
On Monday Night Raw.
Shield versus Usos, that sounds okay. Miz, Baron Corbin, something's got to change there, right? Can you imagine Miz and Baron Corbin? Wow.
I could see it happening. Strangely enough, I could see that happening. And going back to
put in there instead?
Sorry, say that again.
Who would you put in there instead of Corbin?
Samoa Joe, have him beat Miz, beat Corbin, beat everyone.
Win both of the titles.
Win both the titles, then go and win some more titles.
Yeah.
Beat Jinder, then beat Lesnar at WrestleMania.
Going back to Kane for just a second, creative on Twitter, WWE Creative-ish says, I can't get pyro, but the weird chick can get inflatable people. As like a Kane quote. Yeah. Not wrong there. Not wrong. Let's skip over, since we're talking about Survivor Series, let's talk about the end to Raw, where Kurt Angle was supposed to make this announcement of who the Raw team was going to be. And Shane, who made an appearance prior to this, just casually chatting, small talk, backstage with Angle with, brand versus brand stuff, came out, kind of hijacked the segment, as well as the show, and brought the Blue Blood, the Blue Team, SmackDown Live, to just ransack everybody backstage in this weird as fuck segment that dragged on too long. And also, they couldn't really go after the announcers, considering Cole and Graves were also covering SmackDown Live the following night. So...
Cole's on SmackDown?
Yeah, he's filling in for Tom Phillips, who is on assignment. I think is still the reason.
He's
on assignment.
On assignment.
Yeah. He's gonna have an interview with Bobby Roode and Alexa Bliss for his own personal podcast.
I thought that segment wasn't bad. I thought it was a bit tame.
Yeah.
I thought if they were, thinking back to what we've seen in the past, like when the Shield, Nexus.
Ah, yeah.
Could have done something a bit more extreme. I know that's not really where they're going these days, but.
So this was like one of those go-home shows for the Rumble where all the brands just brawl with each other.
Well, they went backstage.
Backstage.
They came down through the crowd, Shield style.
Through the
And then-
WWE universe.
Yes.
Yes.
And then Shane sent them up the ramp to go get him, I think he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the announcers made like a reference that Shane made a tweet that was like hashtag under siege or whatever. And Shane didn't make that tweet until after the show was off the air.
Huh.
So
Did say it to Brian though before.
yeah.
But yeah, that tweet wasn't made till afterwards. But yeah, I just thought the backstage bit. I thought it was a nice idea, but as I say, I think it could have been a bit more to it.
Yeah.
Like, even when they were backstage and they were in the interview area,
yeah.
and the
Why the
screen, the Raw logo on, he just pushed it over.
Yeah, they just pushed it over and it just became like unplugged.
He could have broke it or something, at least, or something.
Well, they have to reuse that TV for SmackDown the next night.
Well, that's true.
And then they were chasing off Renee Young as if, she doesn't cover both shows as it is. Like, what the fuck? I get where they were coming from. It just wasn't thought out well.
Yeah.
And I think it was, Three-Man Booth said that they needed Roman and Bray to show up and just cough on everybody. Yeah.
And it was a bit weird when they got backstage, and then they came across the women.
Yeah, and then like all the men just like stepped aside and such. And then on SmackDown Live, they thought that there's going to be a retaliation attack, so they just kept getting shots of like exit doors, and just saying like.
Right.
Security's on high alert because there's fear of a retaliation from Raw, and it never happened.
Yeah, nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
I'm just reading Wiki now. It says, following night on SmackDown, Daniel Bryan was surprised that Angular members of the Raw brand did not invade SmackDown. Really?
God.
It's that predictable. Surely they're due any minute now to get some retaliation. What's going on?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's, as I said before, it gives a bit more depth to the 5-on-5 match, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not for anything but bragging rights.
Well, no, yeah. There's that.
And the chat is asking why. What about Dana Brooke running like hell when SmackDown showed up? There's somebody, Bill Pritchard on Twitter, photoshopped her in a Tom Cruise movie running away from like an explosion.
Under siege.
Yeah. That's a very valid point.
Under siege.
Why couldn't the SmackDown roster attack Angle? Obviously, you could take match bumps, so why not do back to stage bumps? I don't know. He could have taken like one of those fistful of punches that miss from Shane McMahon at the end.
Oh man, I don't need to see any more of those. Shane's punches, man.
Just wanted to see Brock step out of his locker room when SmackDown was walking through. I mean, that's also a very valid point. He also was there in the building. Lesnar could have very easily made short work of the SmackDown Live crew.
Yeah, well,
He was there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Heyman cut a promo in response to Jinder's promo from the promo.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And
What did he say? Basically, he accepts the challenge.
yeah, he accepts and just basically verbally blasted Jinder and the Singh brothers quite a bit.
Ginger Mahal.
Jinder Mahal.
Kid doesn't watch SmackDown.
Jinder Mahal.
Yeah. And then on SmackDown Live, they had what did they have actually? I'm trying to think of.
It looks like Randy Orton beat Sami Zayn to become the team captain.
Yeah, which was strange.
Which is strange that it was going to be one of those two guys.
Yeah.
Not Kevin Owens, not Nakamura. It's either Randy Orton or Sami Zayn.
You had the women's crew backstage with Brian, and then Lana pointing out that there was like one too many people on the women's team with her on it. And,
Same as last year.
Yeah,
That's the exact storyline they did last year.
And Brian was like, "Yeah, you're not on the team." And then Rusev tweeted out, "Wow, Daniel bully Brian. How is this fair to my wife? Oh yeah, it's not. Justice for all." So, okay, I think we can, Ed. Because we'll get to that in just a few seconds here, because we do have a story relating to the best game on the show that we have, but I just want to wrap up some other things from SmackDown. There was also a thing. This was kind of odd. They had like the New Day walking to the ring because they were in a match or cutting a promo or something. I don't remember, honestly. But during the walk through to the ring, they had this table full of fruit with the sign of raw fruit underneath of it. And they just chucked all that into the garbage. Which kind of brings it back full circle to the Jason Jordan and the dump truck with the vegetables. This is very wasteful. No wonder this company's running low on money. They're wasting food like this. So yeah.
Triple fail, literally.
Let me see here. Oh, there's also the Fashion Files segment where it was what did they spoof? I don't remember. It was Reservoir Dogs.
Pulp Fiction? Oh, Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
And they had like they were trying to find their case, and they instead had Carmella's Money in the Bank briefcase, which had James Ellsworth's underwear in it, which looked very dirty.
Really? Dirty underwear.
Yeah, in the case.
Great.
Yeah, which is where it may have jumped the shark for the series here, I think. Ellsworth and the underwear, the underpants.
The dirty underpants.
And yeah, I see another tweet from Rusev saying maybe Corbin will start wrestling with a hat soon, making fun of his hairline.
Oh, the bald spot. Yeah. Do a man bun. Pull it all back. Cover it up.
There was a promo, I think, from Jinder in response to Brock Lesnar, who got interrupted by somebody, and Corey Grace said something along the lines of, "I don't think the Maharaja was finished addressing, whatever he was doing," and Cole just simply said, "So what?" like a way to take the piss out of the fucking segment, Cole. So, and that was about it. Grumpy Rusev on Twitter is what I think
Grumpy Rusev.
Finley was calling him. So, yeah, that was pretty much Raw and SmackDown for the week. Not sure if there's anything you guys wanted to add.
No, I've got nothing. I know that this week was the last episode of Lucha Underground season 3.
Ooh.
No announcement of season 4. That's sad. That's sad.
Didn't season 3 kind of do the same thing? Like it was just like no announcement until like the last minute.
Pretty much, yeah. It was gonna happen any minute now. So hopefully that's gonna happen again.
Yeah.
Oh wait, well, no, was it? I think that happened with season 2.
Yeah.
And then they filmed season 2 and 3 almost together.
Okay.
So there was always gonna be a season 3, but yeah, no, season 2 they did exactly that. I think, if I remember right. So hopefully there'll be a season 4, but they need money. So I don't know if either of you guys have got a spare couple of mil hanging around. No, well, worth a try.
I don't think I do.
Wait till that Twitch money comes in.
Yeah, there we go. Gotta wait for the Twitch money to come in.
Can fund it. But on the subject of wrestling companies going out of business,
yeah,
what's going on?
Yeah.
Any updates, or is it all just rolling along?
Supposedly, let's see, is Global Force Impact Wrestling still in business? Let's find out as I try to cue up the drum roll. Wait for it. Wait for it. Here we go. Yeah, it's still somehow chugging along.
And
yeah.
Bound for Glory must be pretty soon.
Yeah, this November and such.
November? It's usually October, isn't it?
October. Well, let me see. I think it might be in November here. Bound for Glory TNA 2017.
I know they did one on 10/10/10.
That's true. November 5th. November 5th. So
November 5th, so next weekend.
Week. Yeah. Remember the 5th of November. And
will do.
And we'll try to.
Yeah,
I guess we could try to predict that one. It's considering I have no idea who the hell is wrestling or what the hell is happening in this company. But sadly,
so until this year, it had always been in October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now this time it's in November, and this time I think is going to be the death knell of the company because they've shifted something that they shouldn't have touched. No, apparently,
Yeah, right.
apparently, Jeff Jarrett competed under the influence at an indie show.
Under the influence of Sister Abigail.
Yeah, yes, no. It was slightly intoxicated, and he apparently was just a mess. Reportedly passed out backstage from whatever it was he was drinking at this show in Canada. And it also claimed the Anthem company is out of money before they responded back saying that's not true. We're looking forward to a successful tour in Ottawa for Bound for Glory and all this and whatnot. And apparently they've severed connections with him. They apparently fired him, and Jeff Jarrett admitted into rehab under WWE's dime. Which things have gotten quite dire for him, it seems like, in the past couple of months here. Because originally he was suspended from GFW back in September. I don't remember the reason why.
Did they ever say? Or we just...
It was an indefinite leave of absence. I think is what it was. Yeah.
Oh.
And I guess the company just decided, no, you're too much of a mess. Get out of here. So that's what's happening on TNA's side of the ball. Is and the chat. Oh my god! And the chat says Anthem is rich off of that Impact pizza money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's also a video of
Making some dough.
Oh god.
Oh.
That was too easy. That one was too easy.
Didn't you not use that one last week?
Yeah.
Did I?
I think so. But there is a video. I think ProWrestlingSheet.net uploaded a video of Jeff Jarrett in Canada wrestling while intoxicated, and like 3 minutes into the match, he goes to do a hip toss on the guy, and everything looks fine, and then he follows up with like a body slam, and he barely gets the guy up for it, and he just kind of collapses on him, and you hear somebody just yell out "shit." So yeah, it's probably something you shouldn't do. Like Jeff Hardy tried to wrestle under the influence. He was on something when he had that match against Sting.
That was something.
Yeah. And it's just you shouldn't be drunk or under the influence of drugs or anything like that while working a match. It's very dangerous.
So, no, you shouldn't.
I don't know where Impact goes from here, but they're still chugging along. They're still a thing for another week.
Mm.
So.
We should probably say that although we do have a laugh at TNA, we probably wish Jeff the best.
Yeah, that's true.
I always thought he was kind of in control and
Yeah,
seemed to be one of the more kind of together guys in wrestling. But
I would never expect him
that's a surprise.
to hit like a rock bottom. Well, I wouldn't say rock bottom, but like a
well, no,
rough
that's not
spot.
his move. He hits the stroke.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I wouldn't expect him to hit a hard spot in life like he is right now. Is what I meant to say, not a rock bottom. Like, all right, whatever. I do
You
hope.
can't say that on a wrestling. I would expect him to hit a rock bottom. It's like on commentary when Jim Ross would always say a move was like poetry in motion. No, that's the Hardy's double team move. You can't say it's like poetry in motion if the move is nothing like poetry in motion. Get a different phrase.
Wow.
Just bury JR.
Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah.
Why bury him? What did he do?
What did he do? He only ever done his best. That's what he did. He did his best.
Trying to pull up a match card here that isn't Wikipedia. Trying to find like the stylized graphics of, what Bound for Glory has to offer.
Bound for Glory. Well, I'm looking at the wiki one, and the main event is Eli Drake and Johnny Impact.
I don't know who they are. I know who Eli.
Johnny Impact is John Morrison.
I know who. Oh, right. Yeah. So Eli Drake, the dummy, guy, versus Johnny. Don't call me WCW Thunder.
Monday
Impact.
Nitro.
Monday Nitro either.
Johnny Superstar.
Yeah. Is boundforglory.com a thing? No, it's not. Okay.
Really?
Boundforglory.org, North America's longest running live folk concert. Hey, there we go. Bound for Glory tattoo. Some sort of exhibit. Oh, there we go. Is there a website for this? No, just impactwrestling.com. Great. I love it. I love trying to get something queued up and it's not there for me to take advantage of. Yeah, I think we'll try to predict this next week. I'm just trying to find like some graphics to hype up this pay-per-view for. And
we've got a week to find them.
That's true. They could always just do it like the night of, and even then. But from what the Wikipedia has, Eli Drake versus Johnny Impact. Apparently, there's going to be a 6 Sides of Steel tag team match. A Monsters Ball match between Grado.
Stephen Bonner.
Grado and why the hell is Grado still wrestling?
Oh God, is he?
Why?
Yeah.
If Grado loses
with James Mitchell.
Yeah, James Mitchell is back. If Grado loses his
oh my God, that's awesome.
His work visa is terminated and must leave the United States forever.
Yeah.
Are you? All right. Okay.
The Home Office is watching that one closely.
Yeah.
Is that how the US government decides immigration wrestling match?
Apparently. Apparently. Yeah.
You know what? That's better than the wall. Just like have the border between the US and Mexico, a bunch of wrestling rings, one guy from either side. Winner stays in.
Yeah. Fair enough.
When I'm president, that's what I'm gonna do.
Also, I just had an auto-playing ad for TNA's Global Wrestling Network, which is their WWE network, but for TNA. So I had to mute that really quickly. I hate auto-playing videos on websites. I don't know how as a society we allowed this to happen, but it should have stopped ages ago, honestly.
Did see, speaking of that GWN thing, I did see a story last week, actually, we forgot to mention it. Apparently there was some sort of report that the whole site wasn't secure and there was credit card information freely available.
Wow.
don't know how far that went and if they've fixed it by now, but it was definitely something happening that was as recently as last week anyway.
Ah, jeez. Well, if TNA isn't getting your money, somebody is. Ed in the chat says, Grado in a 6 walls of immigration match. If Beans finds a way to predict a BFG perfectly. Yeah, that's... I haven't seen it in over a year, so I'm kind of in the same boat with Beans. Although Beans hasn't seen TNA probably longer than I have.
I've never seen it at all. So.
Okay. Fair play to you then, I guess. I don't know. I'll give TNA a watch this Sunday.
As just mentioned, he mention the GWN unsecured stuff last week.
Did he?
I didn't see that actually, but fair play.
Fair play, yeah. Yeah, hopefully they get that fixed, and you can hopefully trust them with your money. Although,
to be fair though, if you're signing up to the TNA network or whatever it's called,
yeah,
you probably deserve to be robbed.
Oh no! Wow, fucking buried over here. God damn.
Well, you know, you're gonna reassess your life if you do things like that.
Yeah, aside from that Jeff Jarrett story, I don't see much else of note to talk about, unless there's something you guys...
There's a couple of minor things, small things. The WWE are here, and I say here in the UK next week. And Triple H has been announced as competing on several of the shows.
Had he wrestled recently, maybe on that Chile tour or something? Yeah. I think, yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, he did. He's on that tour when Kevin Owens.
Oh, that's right. They pulled Kevin Owens. Yeah.
So, and then they've also announced, which probably kind of made sense really, but they've not made it a big deal, that Kurt Angle will be on the UK shows as well.
Wrestling or
no?
Just be there.
Just there, yeah.
Make an appearance. So I guess that means Triple H is warming up for WrestleMania season again.
Seems that way, yeah. Although whether or not it's a bit more of an issue where the ticket sales haven't gone as well as they hoped.
Well, yeah, maybe that too.
And yeah, they're trying
it's a
to
bit early for WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think wrestling.
I know the Raw show.
Yeah.
Sorry, Smith.
I was just gonna say I think wrestling's kind of in a slump right now.
Has been for
maybe
15 years. I think.
Oh, well, true, yeah, but I think this is like the first of like some major signs of a possible slump happening.
Well, NFL's back. It's that time of year where things do start looking down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the Raw show on the Monday night in Manchester. I mean, I don't know when that hasn't sold out in the past.
Yeah.
And it's not. There's still tickets available.
Ooh.
So.
Ooh.
That is a big thing. I think they're probably, because they made a big deal of announcing the Shield were going to be there last week, and then they announced Angle the week after. So they're definitely trying to push to get it sold out.
Do you know where they're going? Where they're actually stopping on the tour?
Yes. I've got a list here actually somewhere.
Like Manchester, the usual Manchester, London, Cardiff, maybe.
The tapings are in Manchester. I know that.
Right.
Because I'm going. And then we've got.
Okay. Here we go. So 1st of November, Glasgow. 2nd of November, Brighton. 3rd of November, London, Wembley. Also Aberdeen. Butlins and Minehead. I always miss on the TV they would always refer to that as the Arena Butlins.
Yeah.
I'm not going to Butlins for a weekend though. God no. Cardiff, Manchester, that's the tapings, Leeds, and then Nottingham.
Yeah.
What have we got there in Cardiff? Raw, SmackDown. Looks like Raw.
I've partially seen this video, Ed. I didn't actually get a chance to watch it, where Triple H was twerking in the South American tour.
Yes, I've seen that.
And he clocked, I think, Kofi there with a pedigree at the end. I'll play it again. Like Xavier, I'm not going to play the audio because I don't want the show to get flagged by YouTube. But yeah, Xavier's playing the trombone, Triple H is twerking, and then, oh my God, there it is, boom, the pedigree, right there. Wow, this guy. And Stephanie saying, "Whose husband is this? OMG."
Triple H is such an asshole, though. Why pedigree the guy?
I don't know. I don't know. It's baby. You know what it is? Babyface dickery.
It is babyface dickery.
To the highest
exactly
degree.
What it is. It's the return of babyface dickery. It reminds me of that time when he was getting beaten down, and London and Kendrick came out to save him, and then he just pedigreed them both.
Yeah.
Why? There's no need for it, and they never got any kind of revenge on him. Just happened.
And then Triple H replied back, "Yeah, it's in the song, Steph, all about the hips and how you twerk them." I don't think you twerk the hips, but
Pretty sure that's not in the song.
yeah, that's too.
Lemmy didn't sing that bit.
He probably did at WrestleMania that time. He forgot all the words.
Yeah.
Okay, I think
It's worth noting actually that, sorry, just going back to the UK tour slightly, the Raw in Manchester. Normally they do schedule a SmackDown show at the same time somewhere else, and they haven't done that this year. So with the Survivor Series being the week after, I think it is, probably 2 weeks after.
Do you think that SmackDown guys could show up on that show?
I would imagine so.
Could happen.
The SmackDown the day after, Raw have a show, so if it's going to happen, it'll be on the Raw.
Yeah.
What date is it's the 19th, isn't it?
Yeah,
so,
that's
so it's
3 weeks away.
yeah. So next week it's actually going to be a normal week where we can just predict TNA.
Bound for Glory.
Bound for Glory, yeah, just for the hell of it.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to going. I haven't been to a wrestling show for quite a while, so I'm looking forward to going. Should be fun.
Are you gonna get any photos out of it? Since Beans is probably not gonna go along with you.
I'll have to ask him to get me his contact details.
He steals his camera.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably take a few photos. They won't be anything spectacular like Beans, just normal ones, but
Yeah.
just on me trusty phone.
Better than nothing. Is that going to be it? Is there anything else you guys want to add?
No, I think that's it.
All right.
That's all I got.
So that's going to wrap up another edition of the IWC Radio. This has been episode 173, as opposed to yesterday, or yesterday. Last week's episode being 172. I think it was incorrectly marked on the stream. Sorry about that. But we've got everything on track now. You can always find us in iTunes. Just search for IWC Radio. There's always a show on there, as well as on our YouTube page. Drop a like there as well, and subscribe if you like what you hear. Keep in mind, there's also the... Speaking of Beans, he somehow... I still don't know how he did it, but he got an interview with Bobby Roode in a conference call, as well as Alexa Bliss. That's all up on the YouTube page as well. Give those a listen. Drop a like and comment on them as well. We'll be back hopefully next week to predict Bound for Glory 2017, which is in Ottawa, Canada. And that's going to be, I think somewhere around there is going to be the base of operations from there going on out, believe it or not. So, that's going to be it. We'll hopefully catch you then. Take care, and have a great week. Take care, everybody. Good night.